I was living in Paris and saw the student revolution in Paris, but he was a resident at St. Luke's, and he was on call that night, and he took care of the injuries, and he said the student injuries were pretty superficial. The worst injury he took care of was the janitor, whom the students attacked for the keys and threw down 5 flights of stairs and suffered really serious injury. And the New York Times, if they wrote about it at all, it was in the back pages. So I was of the left, but I met my husband. I had a totally different point of view about what happened with those riots. And I have to believe that what was going on then led to what's happening now at Columbia and other colleges, which really is just a disintegration of Middle East Studies departments. I also want to know about the blindness of Jews on the left to the infringements on freedom of speech, which was coming from a totalitarian system. And today, the same thing is happening because Jews, it's a perfect storm. Jews are very afraid to go near Islamofascism, which has a very particular political agenda, which cannot be discussed, and is really infected the campus. The other thing that happened at Columbia was the anti-military stance. They banned ROTC on the campus. They said because of gay issues. Long after the military changed its stance, and has led to a very limited social sphere within our military. So I
Judy,
think there's a lot.
Anybody want to comment on any of the points that were made about perhaps the relationship between 68, the New Left, and current campus struggles?
Well, first on the factoid on injuries. Some people were seriously injured in 68. Some students, a policeman was seriously injured. And a lot of people were injured, apart from physical injuries. A lot of people were really damaged psychologically. It was a very dreadful event from this point of view. The heritage that emerged from this, yes, has been very peculiar and strange. If one had expected that the kinds of thought associated with let us say, Daniel Bell or Alexander Ehrlich would prosper at the university. That didn't happen. The evolution of Middle East studies, of course, has been what it is. I was myself a student of Edward Said, and I knew him well in this period, and the influence he went on to have was vast, and we could discuss it. The question of Jewish students today is I think, very significant. And what seems to me is that, for many Jewish students today, nothing is special, and they go through their university years without remarkable experiences. But for some Jewish students, and in some universities, yes, the atmosphere has become intimidating, and they undergo frightening experiences in their capacity as Jews that the students of my generation and my fellow SDS simply did not go through. That the anti-Semitism that characterized universities like Columbia in the late 1960s was still the old anti-Semitism. Jewish professors couldn't get certain appointments. There were problems in the medical school. It was the old thing, dating from 1900 or 1910. But there was no problem for the students themselves being persecuted by other students. Today, of course, all that is dramatically different.
We have time for one more question.